Crypto exchange Crypto.com is suing the SEC, Uniswap is launching their own layer 2, and the Ronin Network is now integrating Chainlink CCIP. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. All right, you guys, so starting off with Bitcoin today, this is, it's taken a week to play out, a little bit longer than I thought, but it's pretty much played out how we thought. Come up into resistance here earlier in the week, and then it came down and actually took out these stops here and here like we thought it might yesterday. And it looks like it could be now trying to reclaim this range. This could have been a little bit of a sell-off yesterday due to maybe early fears about the PPI data, which came out today, the producer price index, which was pretty much on par with what they expected. So nothing really happened. So that's why it might be coming back up today and rallying. But we didn't take out these stops down here. Now, I shared this in the Discord last night. When this wick was happening, it looked a little bit scary and it looked like it could come down and try to take out these wicks. Ultimately, it didn't. But what we thought is if it did come down here and reclaimed, then it'd be good and we'd be, good to go back up if it reclaimed. But if it then failed and it was just, rejecting off of this level, then we could go down closer to, 55,000, 54,000. But so far, so good. If it reclaims, even if it comes back down here to 60,300, still would be nice because it would just be a reclaim of this level before potentially going back up. So that's not anything to be too worried about if that does happen. But we'll see. We have a New York Open here in a few minutes. So starting off, Bitcoin's price gains on the horizon. Every other day, it's like, it's going to 0 or it's going to 100K. It depends on the mood. Today, I guess we're going to 100K. Now, Bitcoin whales continue to buy the dip as Bitcoin's weakness saw slip below 60,000. Now, the crypto quant contributor Axel Adler showed a chart of whales accumulating 1.5 million Bitcoin over the past 6 months. So we actually shared this chart here, where whales with over 1,000 Bitcoin, big whales, have been accumulating, and it looks like over the past 6 months, since May, they've gone from 335,000 Bitcoin to 1.9 million Bitcoin, which is massive. So this entire, if we zoom out here, this entire 6-month range, which felt terrible, is just a shakeout of, the weak hands selling, diamond hands buying, whales buying more. So if you ever feel like, that this range is going to end with us going down to 0 forever, just know that big whales are buying a lot, and this will eventually resolve to the upside. Now, a lot of smaller whales with less than 1,000 Bitcoin were selling over the same period. A lot of short-term holders have been selling over at a loss in the last 24 hours and really at the last 6 months. So it seems like it pays to be a hodler. Moving on to Chainlink. Chainlink whales are buying. I feel like Chainlink whales are always buying. Despite the drop yesterday, Chainlink whales are accumulating. And meanwhile, the Ronin Network, which is the EVM blockchain tailored for gaming, they've decided to integrate Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol to reinforce the security of its bridge. So Sergey Nazarov, the CEO of Chainlink, said they were excited that CCIP was selected by the Ronin Network. And Ronin actually said here that they brought on CCIP to reinforce the security of the Ronin bridge. And they had a hack a little while back, so I'm not surprised. And so they said, where was it? Ronin chose Chainlink because in August they requested 2 external parties to audit the Ronin bridge. And the result of these audits led us to seek specialized established bridging solution, which is now Chainlink's CCIP. So Chainlink has just been getting tons and tons of partners over time. Even though the Chainlink price has not been looking amazing, it's basically done this the entire time. So Chainlink, despite the price, like I was saying yesterday, despite how the price looks, they're doing amazing things, but that doesn't always translate into, the price going up, especially with so many newer and faster products moving with less long-term whales holding. So it looks like, despite this being an amazing thing for Chainlink, the price doesn't seem to really care that much right now. Moving on, we have Crypto.com is now filing a countersuit against the SEC. So the SEC delivered them a Wells notice a couple of days ago, which is basically saying, hey, we're going to sue you. And Chris at Crypto.com said, hey, we're now suing you, SEC, because you guys are terrible. So Crypto.com has filed a suit against the SEC to protect the future of crypto. And they wrote, they're filing a suit against the United States SEC, and they're doing so to protect the future of crypto industry in the US, joining a series of our peers who are actively defending themselves and taking actions against this misguided federal agency. So their decision is following the receipt of a Wells notice from the commission staff, illustrating that the SEC's unauthorized and unjust regulation by enforcement campaign continues to, despite bipartisan indications that the next administration will take a more constructive and effective approach to advancing crypto in the US. Despite, the election coming up and everyone saying we need to change the staff of the SEC and everything that's happening there, they're still getting sued, a couple of weeks before the next election. So one thing I thought was interesting is just yesterday, this actually came out, which Mark Ueda, he's one of the commissioners of the SEC, and he was on this show here on Fox Business, and he said this. I'll play the clip now.
Well, it's great to be here.
What is the SEC doing regarding crypto?
Well, I think our policies and our approach for the last several years have been just really a disaster for the whole industry. We have been setting this policy through enforcement. We've done nothing to provide guidance on it. And as a result, this is being shaped by the courts. And different courts have ruled different ways. I think what this Whales notice is, and while I won't comment on the specifics of this litigation, the Whales, what has gone on is part of a broader frustration with the fact that we have not provided interpretive guidance as to what you can and cannot do. And if you are involved in some sort of securities offering, how you register, how you get regulated as a broker-dealer, how you get registered as an exchange.
So yeah, despite Hester Pierce being the crypto mom in the SEC and loving crypto and fighting for it, and Mark Ueda, who's coming out and saying, yeah, we've done a terrible job, the SEC still continues to give Whales notices, is suing everyone, and it seems like nothing changes despite people in the actual administration saying, we need to change and we need to do better. So hopefully they do better. Hopefully in the coming weeks when the administration maybe changes or something happens, we got a better SEC for crypto, because that would ultimately be amazing for the US and not have these crazy regulations. Now, moving on, Mantra is retesting its all-time high. Mantra has just been like a hockey stick growth of a chart. It's insane. Mantra, the blockchain network focused on real-world asset tokenization, is testing its all-time high today, and it's risen 42%, outperforming the other RWA tokens like Ondo and Pendle, and it's up over 2,400% since look at this chart. This is insane. This is the chart of Ohm. This is one that you just wish you were in. It was literally, you could have bought it on the open market early this year for 2 cents, and it's now $1.42. Absolutely insane. Now, the key factor behind Ohm's rally recently is their upcoming mainnet launch, which is supposedly scheduled for the 23rd, which is when they're going to be adding a live event. And so hopefully it happens then. But also momentum is being added with a recent proposal by the Mantra DAO to update its tokenomics. And the proposal includes adjustments to token allocations, vesting periods for team members and early investors, and a fixed inflation rate and staking rewards. It also features community-driven incentives like the Gen Drop airdrop and enhanced staking rewards. Now, Ohm has a 50 million Ohm Gen Drop coming. Now, if this does come, you have to kind of figure, are people going to sell right away, or are they going to dump it? Because this, like I shared in the chart yesterday, this amount of lows being built up over time that have been untested doesn't always have to happen, but many times it does happen. There's way too many stops that have been built up and lows that have been untested, that if a 50 million airdrop is going to happen and at $1.50, let's say, that's $75 million of Ohm tokens that could potentially be dumped. We'll have to see. I mean, this isn't necessarily where I would want to buy Ohm. I'd probably prefer to buy down here around $1 if it gets back to there. So I'd have to, put it down a level, and it would be, the start of this up move here. So that is where I would look to buy Ohm. I think it's going to do big things, but unfortunately, it could keep rallying before the mainnet launch in a couple weeks from now. But Ohm looks amazing. I just think at some point we're going to have to test these lows, especially if there's a big airdrop coming. Now, moving on to Uniswap. Uniswap has booked 25% gains this week with their Unichain launch. So the governance token of Uniswap has outperformed the crypto market yesterday, posting 50% daily gain following the launch of its own layer 2 network, Unichain. Uni's volume is up an insane amount, and Uniswap Labs said that Unichain is designed to deliver fast and cheaper transactions and enhance interoperability across blockchain networks. Now, the Unichain is built on Optimism's superchain, which will enable traders to access liquidity from other layer 2 networks on the superchain, including Coinbase's layer 2 base and Synthetic's Snacks chain. Now, following the proposal, Uni's price jumped over 17%, and it's actually doing pretty well today. Uniswap is actually one that I would like to take a trade on potentially soon. If you see here, actually, let's go back here. If you see here, we've actually come up and we've broken through this resistance here. And now if it comes down and retests anywhere around $7.60 all the way up to $7.75, that would be a great place to long to this next level of resistance at $8.96. It would probably be take profit 1 and around $10.61 for take profit 2. So this will be a good trade if it actually comes down and tests this again. So I have alerts set up for that. But Uniswap is looking good, especially if they can get this, layer 2 chain to come out soon. I believe the testnet is launching today or yesterday, and the mainnet is coming later this year. So that's always good for Uniswap. And then we have Moonveil and Veil's gamer-focused layer 2 chain, testnet, a new era for Web3 gaming. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm very excited for crypto gaming. It's just been very slow lately, so hopefully more things start to come out. Now, Moonveil, which is a pioneer Web3 game studio, has announced that it's launching its gamer-focused layer 2 chain testnet with the Polygon CDK. Now, the release is highly anticipated as it represents a significant move forward on its mission to build a gamer-focused ecosystem. Now, the layer 2 chain incorporates ZK-powered Polygon CDK, along with the AG layer to provide scalable, customizable, and secure solutions for developers on board. Now, they also plan to release this game Flaming Pets at the same time. Now, in conjunction with the testnet, Moonveil has also announced that there will be a release of Flaming Pets, a multiplayer arena game set in the magical world of 25 enchanted castles. And since it was founded in 2022, Moonveil has been able to raise $9 million from investors including Gumi Cryptos, Spartan Group, Hashkey Capital, Animoca Ventures, and others. So that is amazing. Hopefully this gaming chain and the other ones start to release something this cycle. I mean, a lot of these things I know take time, but I would like to have another crypto gaming run at this cycle if possible, but we'll have to see. That's it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.